Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead on Saturday, the 23rd of April. Thanks for watching. And as it's our Saturday look ahead roundup, that means that the video is free and open access to all. But WeatherWeb Premium members get access to the look ahead video. They get the 2-week planner, the fast forecasts, and all of our musings and additional data as well, included in their subscription every single day. If you're not a WeatherWeb Premium member yet, then go to weatherweb.net and you can click on Premium Member, and that will enable you to sign up now. Now, if you do so via PayPal, then you get 3 days free trial, and then you pay monthly. Basically, it's just 40p a day. If you join up using our 6-month premium membership option, you'll pay £65 for the 6 months, and that gives you a discount over the monthly fee. So you've got lots of different options there, and as you can see here on the page, loads and loads of info for you being issued throughout the day. So if you're not a premium member yet, now's your chance to join. Okay, premium members will actually have seen this chart before. I showed them this yesterday in the look ahead video when we were talking about the impact of El Nino on summer and further ahead. This is the graph of the different El Nino regions, so 1 and 2, 3, and also down to 3.4. And just in case you're wondering what each of the different regions refers to, these are they. So we have 1 and 2, which is temperatures just off the western coast of South America. Here's region 3. This is region 3.4. This is the one that's referred to most frequently during forecasts. And then Nino 4 refers to the western part of the Pacific. So that's what each of the graphs are referring to. And you can see here how they kind of follow a pattern with each other. It's 3.4 that we're most interested in. So it's the blue line here, and you notice how during the last 52 weeks, because that's what the period that this graph covers, you notice that it peaked here at around a +3. Now, since then, it's been falling off, and it's this that we're watching to have a major impact on our weather during the course of this year. It's already doing so, and at the moment, it's down at around a +1.3, but that forecasts to tumble quite quickly as we go through the coming weeks. Now, in terms of how quickly that falls off, well, this is what the various different predictions are suggesting. This lines up all the various different computer models and puts them all onto one chart. And we've got here, this is the positive area, this is the negative area of El Nino in region 3.4. So anything below the line here is a La Nina, and we've got the months across the bottom. And then if you just run a line down the middle of these, you notice how they're going for the idea of getting into a La Nina during June, July, and August. And most of the models, if you take that average coming out at about a -0.6 by December, we're going for a -0.8. Some have gone far more. Some have gone into the -2 territory. But we think that a -0.8 for La Nina is probably going to be about it, which would put us into a moderate La Nina category. That would have quite a significant impact on our weather around the globe, and premium members know that we've been talking about this and the impact that it might have even right the way through the autumn into the upcoming winter. The latest sea surface temperature anomaly map still shows the colder than average water around much of the UK. A little bit warmer towards the north and east, the Med warming up as well, and warmer than water conditions in the central and southern parts of the Atlantic Ocean. Also got the remnants of El Nino here in the Pacific, though that's rapidly disappearing. Cool water in the northern Pacific, and this is what I think is having a major impact. This warm area of water in the Indian Ocean. That's what long-range models are struggling with just at the moment. Let me show you what I mean, because these are the predictions of global sea surface temperature from the CFS model for the coming season. So here we have May, June, July, June, July, August, September, and so on, all the way down to October, November and December. But just notice here, look, watch the Indian Ocean. Notice it stays warm May, June, July. It's still warm, getting cooler through July, August, September. Cooler still August, September, October. And then we get into near to below normal temperatures September, October, November, December. And just notice by then how strong the CFS has La Nina. It is stronger on the CFS than on other models. And just compare that to the Jamstec model for September, October, November, and you notice here they've got temperatures in the Indian Ocean closer to above normal, rather than as the CFS has it for the same period. If I just bring that up for you, of near to below normal temperatures. So certainly a difference between the two, and that's going to be having an impact on the weather around the globe. Now, nearer to the UK, you notice how temperatures to the west of the UK and the Atlantic generally above normal on the CFS. We've got this colder patch in the middle part of the Atlantic, but compare that again back to the Jamstec model, which has the cooler water hanging around in the Atlantic for much longer. So you see there how these two features are showing themselves up differently on the various different models. Also, the Jamstec model here is showing the cooler water in the Northern Pacific still in evidence through September, October and November, but just compare that back to the CFS, and yes, that has cooler water there, but not as cold as the Jamstec model has it. So again, more differences showing up between those two models, and what you would tend to find is a ridge being shifted west. You'd have a trough in here across the western parts of the states. You'd probably get more of a ridge building across the eastern states as well. It all then becomes a little bit messy in the Atlantic, probably getting a feature something like so. So this encourages the west and northwesterly flow to persist across the UK, but of course much can change. More on that throughout the coming weeks at WeatherWeb. Okay, on to the sun. Latest position is we've got this marked area, that one, almost a beauty spot, isn't it, on the disk of the sun at the moment. The Royal Observatory of Belgium making these predictions for the sunspot cycle winner at the moment, which is 24. It's the red line we're interested in here, particularly these two that go on from here, because they're predicting that the sunspot cycle continues to get quieter. This is March through April. Sunspot numbers generally starting to fall away again now, getting back to where they were at the beginning part of the month during the course of this week. What you tend to find with low sunspot numbers, low activity on the sun, is an increasing blocking, and that's what we've got at the moment with that big area of high pressure in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, Arctic sea ice extent, well, look at that, well below the extremes. It really is a low year out there, and compare it to previous years, and you notice it's significantly below the lowest totals that we have seen in previous years. So certainly less Arctic sea ice around than normal. Antarctic sea ice extent slightly above average at the moment, having been below through the summer months down there in the southern hemisphere, our winter months. And as far as comparisons with previous years, it's running at around the average of the 2000s. Coming up for us, we've got some pretty chilly conditions ahead, as you know. This is the temperature anomaly for the whole of April, plus the forecast. So this is up to today, plus the 7-day forecast taking us up to the month. And you can see how much of Western Europe into the western parts of Scandinavia are in for a cold month. But look how warm it's been across the eastern parts of Europe and into western parts of Russia, and continues to be so actually during this week. Just while we were looking at the predictions of the CFS, just interesting to know what it does, and we've spoken about this on the premium service. Look at June. This is the jet through June, pushed further south, high pressure further north, bringing dry conditions across much of northern Europe as far as the model sees, and again into July. But you notice the wetter conditions there, Central Europe, indicating the ridge shifted further south. August, it pulls a little bit further north, but it goes for a wet August and into a wet September and a pretty wet October across northern and eastern areas, with the ridge starting to build back into the south. Although you've got to be very, very cautious with the CFS because it's going over the top, I think, with La Nina. But that's what it's trying to predict at the moment. Of course, we discussed various other models with that. NAO for the coming weeks stays weekly negative. So again, showing that those westerlies across the Atlantic are disruptive. The Arctic Oscillation shows itself as being fairly weak as well. Again, the cold air able to get off the pole, so it all hints at us staying in this weak west and northwest flow across the Atlantic for the coming weeks and leaning into cooler conditions. Of course, that's not to say that there won't be warmer episodes. There will, but it just looks like the emphasis remains on the cooler conditions. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that for now. Rabbited on for long enough. But as I say, don't forget, if you're not a WeatherWeb Premium member yet, then check out the Premium membership. You're going to get 3 days free of charge if you sign up using PayPal. If you are a premium member, then you can check out the detailed forecast for the next few days on the fast forecast. And of course, we've got our 2-week planner. That one proving particularly popular amongst members. But if you're not a member, then you can get on and join now. Okay, going to leave you with that for now. But whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.